Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the only English-speaking dedicated Wehen Wiesbaden YouTube channel that I'm aware of. I'm not even sure there's too many German dedicated. We're a tiny club, a really interesting club, and I just want to kind of share it with the world. We're a club that's kind of torn between a village and a major German city, and that's kind of interesting. I'd actually in the future love to bring you history videos about this particular club, and also bring you my personal kind of journey. After my son was old enough to get into football, we started taking him to Wehen games because they're reasonably priced, and boy, did our family fall in love with it. Even my wife, who was, I would even go as far to say anti-football, anti-soccer, a German girl. Can you believe that? And then it's kind of brought us, this is what we do. We go to most of the games. We still live. I used to serve in the Army, and now I live here full time, and I thought it'd be really cool to kind of share this kind of unique story. I saw what they did with Welcome to Wrexham, and I suppose you can't do that with every team and have a TV show, but I think it's a good idea for a lot of these channels to have an international presence, and bigger presence, more money, and I think Wehen's got a story to tell, and I think the best way to do that is through the English language, because let's face it, it's the new Latin, it's the world language. So let's go over the last two Spieltags, the last two games, and I'll give you my opinion, give you some updates, and hopefully we'll be getting history videos, updates. I got an injury update, and we'll do that pretty regularly, whether they're long or short videos. So I hope you stick around. Thanks. All right, game one was 3-1 victory over Ulm. Other than a own goal by Kio Mazoklu, I hope I'm getting his name right because those Greek names give me a hard time, as you're going to see on this channel. It looked pretty good. Pretty good. You know what? I'll even go farther. It was dominant in parts. Johansson scored in the 32nd minute. Kaya right off the 46th, right as the first half starts. What I noticed in the first period, a lot of stripping, any kind of offensive pressure that was trying to be built up through the all midfield. There'd be a strip ball, turn it right around. It made it really difficult for Ulm to set up any kind of offensive action at all. We looked actually dominant for a long period of time. Now, I do have some criticisms. Even though Kaya scored in the 46th, and he was quite good off the ball, you could have made the argument that he should have scored four goals. Not only did he miss a penalty, there was some point-blank stuff that you're kind of used to him finishing already. And then with him just receiving the captaincy, and I'm pretty sure he got some kind of bonus. I mean, he is the guy. One of the things, we went to one of the meetings with the fans, and Wehen management assured us that they were doing everything they could to keep Kaya in Wehen Wiesbaden. And when you root for small teams like third league, second league teams, guys perform like he does, you usually don't keep him another season. We're very lucky to have him. And I imagine they sweetened his deal a little bit to keep him around. I don't know if we'll have him next season, especially if he performs well. But the stereotype, when guys get their money, they don't perform that great. Now, Kaya was really good off the ball. The Turkish striker was fantastic creating plays. It just maybe is a little rusty. And that's what I'm going to count a lot of this up to, rust. When Kio Mazoklu had a miscommunication, there was a miscommunication in the backfield with Mai. That's the way he spells his name, M-A-Y. And he's a new guy, a new center back. That led to an old goal. And that's the only goal Ulm really scored. Made it a little scary. But Nicholas, another Greek name I'm going to have real trouble with, Nicholas Afangados, managed to get it. There was 7 minutes added because the Ulm captain actually went down. I'll get into that a little later. They added 10 minutes. And Afangados, he put it away in the last minute, made it 3-1. And overall, a pretty dominating performance. It wasn't just good, it was great. I felt really good going into this. And I would see that kind of intensity going into the next game. And I hope they can keep it up. But there's some other factors there that I'm not going to blame the Wehen players very much for. Also, I'd like to mention who I like to say the most improved player last year was Johansson. I actually got to tell him that. I think he's one of the biggest hustlers out there. I don't know if he's very, very much a natural athlete, but he really hustled his way into the lineup, and now I think he's going to be a star this year. Another performance by Schleimer really impressed me. It kind of makes me less worried about losing a player like Gopel going forward. So going into the next game, real dominant performance in Spieltag 1. That's round one, so to speak. really great. Super happy about it. I also want to make an mention of an incident that happened. Johannes Reichhardt, I hope I'm saying the name correctly. He's the captain for Ulm, and he is now injured all the way till, I guess the earliest he could be back is February 2nd. And it was kind of an interesting play from a personal standpoint, being in the stands. It looks like that Floto had put his back to him, and he just kind of fell down. It looked kind of like a dive, perfectly honest with you. But it became pretty clear, and I could always tell when these guys aren't faking it. It's usually when they don't move. And I mentioned to my son, boy, he hasn't moved, has he? And then it became really interesting because Fatih Kaya was standing over him, and a lot of the fans in the stands were booing this guy. And Fatih Kaya actually yelled into the crowds. I can only assume that he was saying, this is serious. This guy's not messing around. He's not faking anything. And he was carried off the field, which is really unfortunate. But, the Wehen fans showed some class, and they stood up, and they gave him a big hand. And he apparently pulled a ligament inside his knee and just collapsed and didn't move. The pain must have been agonizing, to be perfectly honest with you. But, we all wish Johannes Reichhardt to come back as soon as possible. The 34-year-old German captain, the center back. It's really unfortunate, and it's also unfortunate that we're going to lose our center back, or one of our center backs, for a few weeks too. That's right. I like to see him as the true captain. I think they throw that captaincy. I think there's got to be some kind of bonus in the captaincy because they gave it to Mocki when they wanted him to resign, and they gave it to Stretzel when there was some threat of him actually leaving. And now they're throwing on Kaya, trying to keep him there. There must be some kind of financial bonus to have the captaincy. But in my opinion, the true captain of that club, the true leader, the guy that's played the most games in all of Wehen Wiesbaden's history, SASCHA MOCKENHAUPT. He's going to be out for 4 weeks because just the game before, this has not been reported on Transfer Market yet, but he did not dress for the game against Wehen. And we missed him very much. And, we got a lot of new center backs out there, so we definitely missed his leadership going into this game. But that's it. SASCHA MOCKENHAUPT, 4 weeks, it looks like. Hope he can get back sooner than that, but don't rush it. He's not a kiddo anymore, and we need him. We absolutely need him. He's rarely beating on one-on-ones, and we need a guy like him. We need his leadership. We need him to get healthy as soon as possible. Let's hope the young guys in the back step up going forward. Now, onto the game with SC Verl. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm going to have trouble with these. I'm not European, SC Verl ended up a 2-2 tie with Wehen Wiesbaden. I am disappointed with the outcome. I definitely think we should have won it. I definitely think we were the better team. But there was a factor that you would know if you weren't paying really close attention. But you knew if you were here in Germany what was going on. First off, that intensity I talked about in the game against Ulm was there in spades. Lucas Schleimer, first minute. Schleimer, ein Tor. And Moritz Floto, a guy I expected a little more from last year, but he is a young guy, and he is a hustler. He gets an assist. Nicholas Mai making up for the error that he made against Ulm, feeds Moritz Floto, and he buries it. That's the 18th minute. We're rocking and rolling. It's 2-0. And then I think the elements took over. The game kind of, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it went sideways. It just got a little slow on both ends. And I think he could tell you why. Because for my American friends out there, it was about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. What is that? Was it 30 Celsius? I guess I got to learn all that stuff. It was 100 degrees. And I felt it. My fat ass tried to go down to the corner store, the kiosk, and buy some vape. And it was tough. And it was only about a 10-minute walk. I can only imagine what these guys were going through. And I don't plan to be particularly negative. Let's see how my emotions get to me. I don't really want to be particularly negative on this channel. I mean, it's not in my nature not to criticize. I more want to promote the team, but we'll see how long that lasts. But I think I'm just going to sweep for Wehen a little bit. It was just unbelievably hot. We really didn't see much from Fadi Kaya. This is a guy that we're really, really counting on. He really played great against Ulm, even though he missed some point blank stuff. He added a lot off the ball. I didn't see that as much here, but both teams are just exhausted, and it got a little scary. Taz, I suppose his name is Burkhan Taz. The 26-year-old managed to tie it up in the 75th minute, and he also seemed to miss a penalty as well. So that got a little spooky. If Taz puts that's 3-2, and that's game, set, match, and we managed to get a tie out of this. Another problem, ball possession really went in Farrell's favor, especially in the second half. I'm going to chalk this up to incredible weather conditions. You really only have these really super hot days in the very, very beginning of the season. Within 2 weeks in September, it's going to be great weather to play in. So I'm going to chalk that up to that. I really would have liked the W, but I think just the heat was just overwhelming, and I certainly felt it here in Wiesbaden. I can only imagine what it was like there. So we'll give them that. But still, they know what to do. And especially with you're not going to have the leadership of SASCHA MOCKENHAUPT, so they're going to have to step it up. And I think they will. I'm pretty confident. There's new life in this team. This is not the, from 2 years ago, a team that was just kind of barely holding on defensively that couldn't finish. This is a team that looks like it has potential to not only generate offense, but to generate entertaining offense as well. So I'll let them off. It's going to get a little cooler here. That was kind of a freak day. So we'll see what the future holds. So that's pretty much all the latest news. I don't really expect to make these videos like super long or anything like that. Just sort of updates. And when I do make a video, I'll maybe go over some history. I'm also reach out to anybody that speaks German and wants to help me get the history, maybe some recommendations and things of that nature. I would appreciate it. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk. August 27th, big game. Wehen versus Bayern Munich in the first round of the Deutsche Pokal. For all you English-speaking people, that would be the Pokal is the equivalent of the FA Cup. And that's the German FA Cup. And yeah, we drew Bayern, and there's some ups and some downsides to it. Me and my wife are club members, and we just got the word that we're only going to be able to get one ticket per club member. And it's unfortunate because they allowed, I think, 2 or 3 tickets as long as you're a season ticket holder. And my fear is people just bought a season ticket so they could see Bayern. I hope that doesn't lead to empty seats. We really need to fill our seats in the Britta Arena. I hope that's not what it leads to. So now the club, it used to be obviously the season tickets holder would get first crack, but I think they gave them too many tickets and everybody bought one, and the club members would get second crack and you could get 2 or 3 tickets. And I understand things are going to be different with Bayern. For those who don't know, they're like the New York Yankees out here, and they're coming to town. Harry Kane, the whole crew. The only one we're not going to be able to see is Alphonso Davies and Jamal Musiala, both being hurt. And yeah, one ticket, and what it looks like. Hopefully, I can get one. My wife can get one reasonably close together, and yeah, I won't be going. I'm gonna do the dad thing. I'm gonna give him my ticket to my son, so he can see Bayern. I saw Bayern and Luca Toni back in the Dizzy, so I guess I'm doing it. But yeah, my heart's broken a little bit too. What I might do is go see Mainz-Del Fump, and my former favorite player, Benedikt Kalabach, will be playing in his first European game in conference for Mainz, and I'm going to kind of root for him. He's still Wehen to me. But otherwise, I'm not going to be able to go to the big game. I was really super excited to see it because we were able to get tickets for Mainz and RB Leipzig prior to that pretty easily, but it is Bayern and it changes the rules. But I hope it doesn't lead to empty seats. That would disappoint me. And that's all I got for now. I'm going to be uploading pretty regularly. You also can check me out on Glory Hunters. We're trying to get videos like this over there as well, just about the football world in general, but I think I'm going to keep my Wehen right here. Take care, everybody, and have a great one. Good night.